Tonight, we step into a mountain village where avalanches have silenced entire families, and one young blacksmith believes only a grand invention can save what remains. Elias pounds iron until sparks crown his shoulders, convinced that power belongs to those who strike hardest, fastest, longest. Yet the valley keeps crumbling. Wells run dry because no one remembers to clear them. Sheep wander off cliffs because watchmen nap through dusk. You might think tiny disciplines are too small to matter, but this story will prove they are the threads that hold a life together. Ignore it, and you may never realize how the disasters around you are born from skipped moments, forgotten rituals, overlooked care. Stay, because tonight we'll follow Elias as he discovers that strength isn't forged in glory, it is built grain by grain, habit by habit, in the quiet corners you've been neglecting. Learn before the next snow falls. Dawn clings to the forge as Elias hammers a curved snow shield meant to guard the mountain pass. Snowlight pools across half-finished contraptions, an iron gate tangled in chains, a wagon-sized plow without wheels, proof of nights surrendered to monumental dreams. Exhaustion smudges his cheeks, yet he believes louder blows mean greater power. By mid-morning, in the chapel yard, scouts warn the elder council that thawing cornices threaten another avalanche, farms already scarred. Elias steps forward, soot bright on his brow, and vows to unveil a device mighty enough to seal the pass before the next thaw. Applause erupts, midwives and herdsmen trade uneasy glances. That night his towering shield rises beside the pass, timbers braced with iron ribs and ropes pulled tight by exhausted neighbors. A trial blizzard slams the valley, heavy with wet snow. Near midnight the structure groans, buckles, and folds like parchment. Elias dives clear as beams crash, nearly crushing Victor and Hannah. When the storm eases he hears what applause once smothered, goats unfed because their keeper hauled winches, children with broken sled runners because the blacksmith claimed every spare hour. The valley shivers, not from cold, but from trust snapped loose. Old Marta, keeper of the prayer bell, finds Elias amid the wreckage at dawn. She lifts the frayed rope, reminding him their grandparents survived avalanches through disciplines of sunrise patrols, measured with stacks, wind markers carved weekly. Power lives in the task you honor each morning, she murmurs. A tremor shears the footbridge, isolating the mill. Watching villagers scramble without routine, Elias returns to the forge, resolve remade. Morning light bled over the shattered footbridge as Elias sat at his forge table, the same oak slab where grand designs once sprawled. Now he opened a fresh ledger and listed every neglected task he could recall. Bridge planks to inspect, ridge markers to carve, hinges to oil, wells to scrub. The ink trembled, but the resolve did not. He pledged 30 days of quiet disciplines, no declarations. Before breakfast he climbed the chapel tower, untied the prayer bell's frayed rope, re-wove its fibers with tarred twine, and tested a single peal. The clear note rang like an oath he intended to keep. At first light he gathered village youths behind the granary, placing staffs in their palms instead of swords. He showed them how to read the snowpack by its hollow tone, how to press the butt of the staff along cornices and listen for fractures, how to sketch wind arrows in charcoal on the ledger after each patrol. By noon he moved from farm to farm, sharpening plow blades until they sang, oiling hinges, resetting door latches that had stuck all winter. Evenings he and Marta mended the torn prayer flags on the ridge, stitching dyed cloth so shepherds would know which valley gusts could turn treacherous before dusk. Such humble circuits drew smirks. Miners asked when the next colossal gate would rise. Bakers muttered that checklists would not stop mountains. Elias answered by inviting each skeptic to one discipline. He woke with Tomas to sweep the bakery chimney, and the boy discovered embers waiting to flare. He climbed rooftops with Greta, hammering loose shingles before the thaw set rot. He walked with the waterkeeper to log well levels, scraping algae from the stone lip until the bucket smelled of clean winter instead of silt. When a gale roared down the gorge that week, chimneys drafted true, patched roofs held, and oil lamps kept their calm yellow crowns. Whispers shifted, perhaps power lived inside these small, stubborn acts. Late in the month, a warm wind swept from the south, rattling panes and loosening cornices. Instead of panic, the dawn patrol sounded two horn blasts, families moved along rehearsed paths to reinforce cellars, and the newly tended snow barriers bowed but held. The slide hissed to a halt outside the fields, spraying only powder. At the spring festival, Elias presented a handwritten book of daily disciplines, pressing copies into calloused hands while Marta rang the restored bell. Its steady toll welcomed a valley anchored by small, faithful rituals.